Hey everyone! So, if you're working in Solid Edge, you know the deal. The right laptop can make your day feel smooth, productive, and honestly, just awesome. The wrong one, it can be an absolute nightmare. In this explainer, we are cutting right to the chase. We're going to find you the best laptop for Solid Edge in 2026, breaking down what you actually need to look for and which machines really deliver the goods. This quote just hits the nail on the head. We have all been there, right? Staring at the screen, waiting for a massive assembly to finally load, dealing with those annoying stutters when you rotate a model, or even worse, a full-on crash. This isn't just about raw speed. It's about making your entire design process feel reliable and, let's be honest, a lot more fun. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Before you can pick the right laptop, you gotta know what specs actually move the needle for Solid Edge. And spoiler alert, it's not always what the marketing tells you. So let's break down the components that truly matter for your day-to-day performance. Really, we can boil everything down to these 5 pillars. If you get these 5 things right, you are setting yourself up for an absolutely fantastic CAD experience. So, let's just quickly run through why each one of these is so critical. First up, let's talk CPU. And here is the key insight, the thing you really need to get. While having a ton of cores is great for, say, rendering, the actual moment-to-moment modeling in Solid Edge, drawing sketches, extruding features, putting things together, that relies almost entirely on the speed of a single core. A high clock speed is what gives you that instant, snappy, responsive feel. Next up, the GPU. Now, this is super important. We are not talking about a gaming GPU here. We're talking about stability. A workstation-grade graphics card, something like an NVIDIA RTX 80, comes with certified drivers that are built and tested specifically for software like Solid Edge. That certification is your insurance policy against those horrible visual glitches and random crashes when you're deep into a complex assembly. Okay, RAM, the easiest way to think about it is like your digital workbench. The more RAM you have, the bigger your workbench is. The more parts, drawings, and applications you can have open at once without everything grinding to a halt. For any professional, 32 gigabytes is the new minimum. It's the baseline. But if you're tackling really, really large projects, bumping that up to 64 gigs is going to be your sweet spot.
And storage. Look, an NVMe solid-state drive is an absolute game changer. It's the difference between tapping your fingers for a minute while a huge assembly opens versus it just snapping open in seconds. It's all about killing that dead time and keeping you in a state of creative flow.
All right, now that we know what we're looking for, let's meet the machines that actually bring it all together. I've got 5 of the top contenders for 2026 lined up, and each one has its own personality, its own strengths. Let's see which one is the right fit for you.
Kicking things off with an absolute heavyweight champion, the Dell Precision 7780. This is the machine you get when you need uncompromising desktop-level power in a laptop form factor. This is for the engineer who just refuses to wait.
So the trade-off here is pretty clear, right? You get this mind-blowing performance that just chews through huge assemblies thanks to its amazing cooling system, but all that power comes in a package that's heavy, it's bulky, and yeah, it's expensive. This is for the user who puts raw power above everything else. Our second contender is the HP ZBook Fury 16G11. If you're someone who really values screen real estate, if you want your laptop to feel like a full-on desktop setup, then this is the one you should be looking at. This thing is built for serious professional work. That huge 16-inch display is just perfect for getting into the nitty-gritty details of a design. Plus, the option for ECC memory, that's error-correcting code memory, adds a whole other level of reliability for mission-critical data. Just like the Dell, it's not something you'd want to carry around all day, but as a mobile desktop replacement, it's incredible. Okay, now for a totally different kind of machine, the Lenovo ThinkPad P1. This one is all about finding that perfect balance. This is for the engineer who needs that professional workstation-level reliability, but is always on the move, from the office to the client site to the shop floor. Its biggest strength is just how light it is for a workstation, combined with that legendary ThinkPad build quality, and of course, that amazing keyboard. Now the compromise? On really long, heavy rendering tasks, it might throttle its performance a bit compared to its beefier cousins, and the RAM upgrades are a bit more limited. This is the go-to choice for the traveling engineer. Now let's look at something a little bit different. The ASUS ProArt Series is really aimed at a special kind of user, the engineer whose work bleeds over into the creative space.
We're talking client presentations, high-fidelity renderings, maybe even animations, anywhere that color and visual accuracy is absolutely key. The standout feature here, without a doubt, is the display. Usually a stunning 4K OLED panel that just makes your work pop. It's a powerful machine, for sure, but, and this is a big but, you have to be careful. Make sure the specific configuration you're buying has a Workstation-certified GPU. This is the perfect tool for engineers who need their designs to look absolutely incredible for their clients. And our final contender from MSI comes at this from yet another angle. Their Workstation Series packs some serious performance into a body that's often lighter and has better battery life than the more traditional bulky machines. So what you're doing here is trading a little bit of that top-end sustained thermal performance for a much lighter backpack and more time away from a power outlet. This makes it a really fantastic choice for engineers who value mobility and a smart balance between power and efficiency. Okay, wow, that's a lot of amazing options, I know. So how in the world do you actually pick one? Well, let's just distill all of that information down into a super simple framework that's going to help you make a choice you can be confident in.
This table right here is basically your cheat sheet. It gives you a great summary at a single glance. You can see right away the Dell and the HP, they're all about max power. Pro GPUs, the whole shebang. The Lenovo, it's your power and portability balance. And then the ASUS and MSI, they serve those more specific needs, stunning visuals and true travel friendliness. So here it is, your simple 3-step guide. First, just be real with yourself about your work. Are your assemblies gigantic? Are you constantly running through airports? Second, take that info and prioritize those hardware pillars we talked about earlier. And then third, just pick the model from our list that best lines up with those priorities. It really is a straightforward path to getting the right machine for you.
Because at the end of the day, a spec sheet is just a list of numbers. What really matters is your workflow. Choosing the right laptop is about finding the tool that feels like an extension of your own creativity. So thinking about your projects, your priorities, your style, which of these machines is going to be the one to power your next big idea? Thanks for joining me for this explainer.